Hello, I'm Danny Riccio from Riccio Steak and Seafood Restaurant in downtown Palm Springs. Today we're going to do one of our dishes that we have at the restaurant called paella. We're going to do it with shellfish. We start off first. I prepared the rice ahead of time, so short grain rice, and we do it with a little bit of onions browned, some fresh basil and thyme, and a little bit of garlic. And of course the stock, and it's a chicken stock. Right now I have this a little bit undercooked because after we prepare the shellfish, we're gonna add the rice to it and then the rest of the seasoning. So first we're gonna start off with a little bit of oil in our pan. And that gets nice and hot. We're gonna do a little bit of sausage, and this is the Portuguese sausage that we're gonna do. We're gonna add that to it. As the sausage start to sear, we're gonna go over here and I'm gonna show you some of our shellfish that we're doing. First, we're going to start with the tuna. We have shrimp and our scallops, black mussels, clams, and squid. When you have this scallops here, you always check to see if there's a mussel. And if there's a mussel, just discard it. We're going to start off with a little seasoning of a little salt and pepper. And the sausages are just about ready. So we're going to add our scallops, and our shrimp, and our tuna. Now this dish originated in Valencia and worked its way down to Barcelona, which is one of the Catalina people's favorite dish. On its way down, it picked up other different versions in the inland of Spain. Some places add chicken, some people add pork to it. Or seasonal vegetables. Shrimp's just about ready. Sausages are done. Now the tuna, you just want to sear it a little bit because it will cook a little more when we add the rice to it. We're going to add a little bit of garlic. Then we're going to add our mussels, clams, and our squid. Now this dish I'm making here is enough for 8 people. And what they do is they bring the pan to the table. They don't plate this. And they center this in the table and they help themselves to this dish. We're gonna add a little bit of white wine. And let that simmer a little bit. And as that simmers, we're gonna bring our rice over here. Again, this is browned onions, fresh basil, thyme, a little bit of garlic, and a chicken stock. Now we're going to add this to it. And the good thing about this dish is when you're cooking it and it seems like it's getting a little dry, you just add a little more liquid to it, which is your stock. And here I have a little more stock here that we're going to add to it. As that's going on, we're gonna put a little seasoning now. And our seasoning will be a little more salt, pepper. Now if you want a little hotter, you could put a little red pepper in it as well, chili pepper. And here we have our saffron, which is shredded. And this is a delicacy herb that we have in Spain as well. And we're gonna add that to it. You see here, you can see the saffron. And we're gonna blend it in here with the rest of the dish. Already the clams are opening and the mussels. And you can see how the saffron is starting to discolor into an orange flavor. This is, again, another delicacy of an herb that they have in Spain. Is that going out? We add a little bit of peas, green peas here. A little bit of Italian parsley. And this dish is great to be served with a nice cold white wine. Now, when this is just about ready to go, and your guests haven't arrived yet, what you do is just cover it up and let it simmer a little bit. Not too long, just very lightly simmer for about 5 minutes, because you don't want to overcook the rice or the fish. And if it does get a little bit dry, just add a little bit more liquid to it. There's no problem with that. The flavor's still there. Now, if you didn't have the rice already prepared, you would have to add the rice as you're sauteing your mussels and clams and your squid and your other ingredients. And what you do when you're doing that, you need to add a lot more liquid to it, because you need to get that rice cooked just the right temperature and texture as well. You want that rice to be undercooked very lightly, okay? A little bit of color here. Look at the scallops are nice. The color's here. And it's ready. And this is how we serve it family style when you have friends over. We also have to serve with this either white wine, or we also make a sangria at Riccio Steak and Seafood. And the sangria we do either red or white, and this is a great complement with this type of dish. And I happen to have some right here. This is our sangria that we make. This is done with white wine and seasonal fruit. And when you make your sangria, try to make it a day ahead of time. This lasts at least 3 to 4 days, because what it is now is that the white wine, fermenting with the fruit. Again, we have lemon, lime, orange, kiwi, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, blueberries, whatever you have that's seasonal goes with the sangria. White wine, a little bit of sugar, and if you like a little sparkling, you can add the club soda, or if you want it more sweeter, 7-Up would be great with this. So, salute, and please come and see us at Riccio Steak and Seafood.